They just destroyed everything JEYUSO fought for. The man who finally escaped the bloodline's toxic control, who spent months building himself as an independent star, who became the people's main eventer through pure heart and charisma, just threw it all away by shaking Paul Heyman's hand and joining the Vision. And now Heyman is using G as a weapon to wage war on Monday Night Raw. This is the ultimate betrayal of G's character development. This is WWE saying your journey of self-discovery means nothing when ratings need a boost. If this doesn't make you furious, if this doesn't make you question everything WWE has been building for the past year, then you haven't been paying attention. Because what happened on Raw wasn't just a faction reveal, it was the assassination of one of wrestling's most compelling redemption stories. And I'm about to break down exactly why this could be either genius storytelling or the biggest mistake WWE has made in 2025. The night started innocently enough. Raw was building toward its main event when suddenly the lights went out. Complete darkness. And when they came back on, there was Paul Heyman standing in the center of the ring with a microphone and that sinister smile that's preceded every major manipulation in his career. The crowd didn't know whether to cheer or boo because nobody knew what the Wiseman was doing on Raw. Heyman spoke with that smooth, calculated voice that's convinced wrestlers to ruin their careers for decades. My name is Paul Heyman, and I stand before you tonight not as the advocate of Roman Reigns, not as the Wiseman of the bloodline, but as the prophet of Monday Night Raw's revolution. The crowd was buzzing. Revolution? What was Heyman talking about? For too long, Raw has been a show of wasted potential. Talented superstars buried in meaningless feuds. Main event stars treated like mid-carders. Champions who don't defend their titles. Management that's more concerned with selling merchandise than creating moments. Well, I'm here to tell you that the old guard is finished. Because tonight, I introduce you to the Vision, the faction that will tear down everything you know and rebuild Raw in the image of excellence. Drop your immediate reaction in the comments. When Heyman said he was forming a new faction, who did you think would be the members? LA Knight's music exploded through the speakers. The crowd went ballistic. LA Knight, the most organically over superstar in WWE. The man who built himself through pure charisma. Knight walked out with his sunglasses on, microphone already in hand, and the crowd was chanting his name before he even spoke. Yeah, let me talk to ya. Paul Heyman came to LA Knight with something real. For months I've been the most over guy in this company without getting the respect I deserve. Months of carrying segments, selling out arenas, making the crowd go crazy, and what does Raw management do? They keep me away from the world title. They keep me in the same repetitive feuds. Well, Paul Heyman sees what they refuse to see. The megastar is done waiting. The Vision sees LA Knight as a world champion. And anybody who stands in our way? They're gonna get their ass kicked. Yeah, the crowd was split. Half were cheering because Knight was finally getting recognition. The other half were concerned because aligning with Heyman historically ends badly. But before anyone could process Knight's involvement, Finn Balor's music hit. The Demon Prince walked out slowly, deliberately, with that cold expression that tells you violence is coming. Finn grabbed a microphone. I was the first Universal Champion. But since returning to the main roster, I've been treated like a relic. Like yesterday's news. Every time I get close to championship gold, it's stripped away. Well, the Vision doesn't see me as a has-been. The Vision sees the demon that lurks inside. And at Raw's expense, that demon is about to be unleashed. The arena was in chaos. Two former world champions. Two of Raw's most talented wrestlers. Both aligned with Paul Heyman. Social media was melting down. Twitter was exploding with theories about who else might join. But nothing could have prepared anyone for what happened next. GUSO's music hit and the entire building erupted. Not in cheers, in shock. In confusion, in absolute disbelief. G walked out from the back and every step he took down that ramp felt like a betrayal to fans who'd invested in his journey. This was the man who freed himself from manipulation, who finally became his own man, and now he was walking toward Paul Heyman. G stood at the bottom of the ramp, staring up at the ring. You could see the conflict in his eyes, the memories flooding back. Years of being under Heyman and Roman's control, years of being the little brother who did what he was told. But you could also see something else: anger. Raw frustration. The pain of being overlooked again despite everything he'd accomplished. Paul Heyman stepped forward and spoke directly to GUSO. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking about Roman, about the bloodline, about control. But ask yourself, when you left us, when you finally became independent, what did Monday Night Raw do for you? The crowd went quiet because Heyman had a point. They cheered for you, G. They loved you. But did they elevate you? Did Adam Pearce put you in main events? Did management give you the world championship opportunities you earned? No. They kept you exactly where they wanted you, popular but not powerful, over but not on top. They used your connection to the fans without rewarding your loyalty. Is that the independence you fought for? Second question for you, was Paul Heyman right about Raw management holding GUSO back, or is this just master manipulation? Heyman extended his hand, joined the Vision, not as a soldier, not as someone's cousin, but as a main event star who deserves everything he's been denied. We're not the bloodline. We're not about family chains. We're about excellence. And you, GUSO, are excellent. So I ask you, will you remain overlooked on Raw? Or will you join us and take what's yours? The tension was suffocating. Fans were screaming, no JEY no. Others were yelling do it. The arena was a war zone of conflicting emotions. G looked at Heyman's hand for what felt like an eternity. And then he stepped into the ring and grabbed Heyman's hand. The handshake that changed everything. The reaction was nuclear. Half the crowd erupted in cheers. The other half booed with the intensity of feeling betrayed. G grabbed a microphone, his voice shaking with emotion. Y'all think you know me? Y'all think you know what I've been through? I spent years being told I wasn't good enough alone. Years being Roman's backup. I finally break free, become my own man, and Raw treats me like I should just be happy to be here. Like main event spots should go to part-timers while I wait in line. Nah, I'm done waiting. Paul Heyman ain't Roman. The Vision ain't the bloodline. This time I got the power. This time I make the calls. And if Raw wants war, then UCE is bringing the fight. YEET. Paul Heyman stood center stage with his 3 warriors and delivered the declaration. Adam Pearce. Raw management. Locker room full of complacent superstars. Hear this. The Vision is declaring war on Monday Night Raw. We will systematically dismantle everything you've built. We will expose your champions as paper tigers. We will create chaos until this show is rebuilt in our image. This is not negotiation. This is conquest. And it starts right now. Adam Pearce's music hit immediately. The Raw GM sprinted down the ramp looking absolutely livid. Paul, you can't just declare war on my show. You don't run Raw. I do. Heyman laughed in his face. Mr. Pearce, I just assembled 3 wolves who are hungry for blood. What are you going to do? Suspend us? Fine us? Go ahead. Every punishment you levy proves our point that Raw management fears change. Fears excellence. Fears anyone who won't play by their broken rules. Before Pearce could respond, the Vision struck. LA Knight hit him with a BFT. The crowd gasped. Attacking the general manager crosses a line that even heels rarely cross. But the Vision wasn't there to play by rules. They scattered throughout the arena like a virus, attacking anyone they could find. LA Knight found The Miz backstage doing an interview and destroyed him. Threw him through a table. Stomped him into the ground. All while screaming, "This is what happens when you waste my time on your show." The Miz was left in a broken heap. Finn Balor hunted down Bronson Reed in the locker room. These 2 titans started brawling through hallways, smashing each other into walls, through doors, absolute carnage. Finn finally hit a coup de grace off a production crate. Reed was out cold. And GUSO? In the most symbolic moment of the night, G found Solo Sikoa and other bloodline members, his former family, and he superkicked every single one of them. Solo looked shocked as his own blood attacked him. G stood over Solo's body. This is the new G. No more family. No more bloodline. Just the Vision. And if you got a problem with that, you can get these hands too. Third question, who do you think can stop the Vision? Drop your answer because Raw needs heroes. Seth Rollins ran out to try to save Raw. The Visionary versus all 3 Vision members. Seth fought valiantly. He hit LA Knight with a stomp. Super kicked Finn. But the numbers game was too much. All 3 men attacked Seth simultaneously. They beat him down in the center of the ring until he was motionless. Paul Heyman stood over Seth's body. This is what happens to anyone who opposes the Vision. The show ended with chaos. The Vision standing tall over Raw's destruction. Multiple superstars injured. The GM assaulted. And Paul Heyman in the middle of it all, orchestrating violence like a maestro conducting a symphony of chaos. Here's why this is brilliant storytelling. Each member has legitimate grievances. LA Knight has been the most over star without sustained main event booking. Finn Balor was the first Universal Champion and has been criminally underused. GUSO did escape the bloodline only to be stuck in midcard hell. Their anger is justified. But here's the terrifying part. Paul Heyman is a master manipulator. He turned Roman into a tyrant. He's using these men's frustrations to build an army. What's his endgame? Is he building the Vision to serve someone else who hasn't been revealed yet? Is this all set up for a bigger plan? The wrestling world is divided. Some say G made a smart move. Others say he betrayed everything he built. WWE has created the most controversial angle of the year. This could be legendary or it could be a disaster. Share this video because the Vision's war on Raw is historic. Comment if G made the right choice or the worst mistake of his career. Like if you're hyped for this faction. Subscribe to Wrestling World CC because we're covering every battle in this war. Paul Heyman has weaponized LA Knight, Finn Balor, and GUSO. They've declared war on Raw. They've attacked everyone in sight. Monday Night Raw will never be the same. This is the beginning of chaos, and we're here to cover every second.